Have you ever been inspired by something completely unexpected? Well, that's my weight loss story. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sandra, and today I'm sharing how a scene in a sci-fi series, believe it or not, kick-started my over 25 kilogram weight loss journey. No gym, no fancy tricks, just real changes. And I will tell you all about it in this video, so stick around. For years, I struggled with my weight. I tried everything. I failed multiple times, and then I eventually gave up. So I started trying to lose weight actively after my second child, because after I had my first child, I didn't put on as much weight, but then I had my second child and the weight just hit me. And you have people telling you, oh, what's going on? You've put on so much weight. What's happening? And that kind of made me feel insecure. And I decided, okay, it's time to do something about this weight. So I started trying to lose weight. I changed how I was eating, started controlling my eating habits, and I started working out. I did manage to lose about 10 kilograms at the time. This was around about 2017, and then due to lifestyle changes, I gave up on that, and then I just went back to being overweight. Then after I had my third child, I decided to give weight loss another go, and I decided to take it a bit more seriously, make a plan for myself, a plan that will work for me. And that was how I started trying again to lose weight again. I did lose a bit of weight. They're about the same amount of weight that I lost in the first time, about 10 kilograms. And then COVID hit, I think, and then we started working from home. Kids were constantly around. You know, the fridge was there. I was constantly eating, and then again failed at that. And then I put on weight and gave up again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. This was about 2.5 years ago. I was sat on the sofa, eating my snacks, minding my own business, and watching a series. It was a sci-fi series. I'm a sci-fi nerd. I love sci-fi series, but that's not the point. I was watching Alice in Borderland. And in this scene, I think this was about episode 4, the lead actress had to run through a flooding tunnel. And I was watching her run. She was so fit, so light, and she was just going. And I thought to myself, I said, oh my God, if this was me, if this was real life and it was me, I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it at all. I would have been swept away in that flood. And then something just clicked, and I decided to give weight loss another go. And I decided to do it the right way, to do it in a consistent way, in a way that will be consistent for me and I can manage and maintain over the years. And that was how my current weight loss journey kickstarted. So this was how I started off. I started off small. I started off by doing home walking exercises. I don't know if you know Leslie Sanson of Walk at Home. She's on YouTube. I started doing her walking exercises at home. So I started off walking, for 10 minutes, then I increased it to 20 minutes, and then I increased it to 30 minutes. So it was just fast walking. And then I started to add weights. So these were my first set of weights. They are 0.5 kilograms. So they're quite lightweight. So I started walking and with these weights, and when I was doing my walk at home exercises, just to improve endurance when exercising. So Leslie's workouts helped me a lot. And then I also started changing my diet. I got lots of tips from social media and YouTube. So everything you see today, I did myself. I didn't pay any weight loss coach. I didn't pay any nutritional experts. I just did research, and YouTube is a very, very fantastic place to start when you are trying to lose weight. So first off, I started to control my portions. I started eating smaller portions and slowly reducing my food intake. Then I reduced my snacking, because snacking was one of the biggest challenges that I had to overcome with my weight loss journey. So I started reducing my snacking. I was only going for healthy snacks like almond nuts, Brazil nuts. I was eating more fruits. I was eating fruits like grapes, strawberries. Something I did do though was completely cut out my favorite treats like cakes, biscuits, and chocolate. I just ate them in moderation, smaller portions and less often. I also stopped eating late at night and switched to drinking tea, black coffee, and lots of water. Then I introduced intermittent fasting, and I started this quite early in my journey. So I started off small, going from the shortest fasting time of 16:8. So it means that I would stop eating at about 8 p.m. in the evening, and then I'll start eating again the next day at between 8 and 9 a.m. So that was the 8 16 time. And I also had an intermittent fasting app. I can't remember which one exactly it was, but there are loads on your Google Play Store or your Apple Store. So you can just look for the one that you find more usable for you and then just download it. And that would help you time yourself and time your eating window. Then after I moved on to the 12-12 method, so eating for 12 hours a day and fasting for the remaining 12 hours a day. And then now my intermittent fasting starts at 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. at the latest. I don't eat again until 12 p.m. the next day. So it's a long window and my body has adapted to it. I very rarely eat breakfast. It's not something that I do unless I'm on holiday or I'm in a situation where I have to eat breakfast, then I'll have breakfast. But I always go for healthy options, like I have eggs, I have sausages. I go mostly for proteins, and then I'll include some fruit, and maybe if there's granola, I'll have some granola as well. I also started walking. So I had a target initially when I started my weight loss journey. Again, I started small. It is always advisable to start small, and then over time you build up your tolerance and your endurance level. So my target at the time was 5,300 steps. So I aimed for 5,300 steps every day. And then over time I increased it. I gradually put it up to 7,000 steps, and then 8,500 steps, which is what I do now, but I try to aim for 10,000 steps. So I do a lot of walking, and walking doesn't have to be you going outside to walk. You can walk around your house, even around my house, running after the kids, cleaning up, doing house chores. I can do up to 5,000 steps just around the house. So walking is another very beneficial way to help with your weight loss journey or goals. Still on the subject of walking, I would normally try my best to go outside for a walk and do at least 1 to 1.5 miles every day, except for Thursdays and Sundays, because these are the days that I have set aside as my rest days. But I still do a lot of steps on those days, but I always aim to go outside for a walk for at least 20 to 30 minutes every single day. I remember when I first started my weight loss journey, it was snowing that day. I mean, it was a blizzard. And because I was stuck to my routine, I still went out for a walk that day, and I was telling myself, you are mad. If you miss walking today, the world is not going to stop rotating. But because I had that thing in my head that I had to achieve my goal for the day, I still went out walking in that snow and in that cold. I'm not saying you should do the same, but that was me. So I would walk around my neighborhood. I would always take the stairs. That's something that I started doing as well. So if I go to a building where there is a lift and I'm not going up more than a certain number of floors, say more than 4 or 5 floors, I will always take the stairs. And then I started walking short distances instead of driving. So say, for example, if I wanted to go to the corner store to pick up a few groceries, I wouldn't drive, I would walk. And that's something that I changed because I was very lazy. I would drive everywhere. I did not want to know about walking, but then this was something that I changed. I started walking more instead of driving. As I built stamina, I upgraded my workout. So I started using Grow with Joe on YouTube. Have videos were game changers for over a year. So for a year plus, I was doing Grow with Joe's workouts, and they were amazing. And I would say that doing those workouts and obviously combining it with my diet change and my intermittent fasting, I lost about 15 kilograms because my starting weight when I started my weight loss journey, my starting weight was 90 kilograms. Believe it or not, I weighed 90 kilograms. I'm not sure what the pound equivalent is. I think it's about 180, between 185 and 195 pounds. So that was my starting weight. So whilst working out using Joe's workout, I lost maybe about 10 to 15 kilograms just doing the workout. So her workouts are really, really good. So if you're interested, go check her out. She's on YouTube, got loads of videos and loads of weight loss tips. Then something unexpected happened, or should I say, to me, it was unexpected because I thought, okay, once I keep up with this routine, everything will be fine. The weight will keep coming down and I'll get to my weight target quicker. But the plateau came. I plateaued. No matter what I did, I could not get past 75 kilograms. I was working out, I was eating right, I was drinking water, I was going for long walks. Nothing changed. I just got stuck at 75 kilograms and it was starting to get frustrated. I almost gave up. I almost said, you know what? At least I have lost some weight. I'm just going to, try and maintain this weight. But that was not my goal. My goal was to get to 65 kilograms and lower. So what I did was I gave myself a break. I celebrated my win, because like I said, at that point I had lost 15 kilograms. That was a massive, massive amount of weight to lose, in my opinion. So I celebrated my win, and then I went back and then I reevaluated my routine. Now, how did I do this? I went on researched on YouTube, and there's a YouTube doctor called Dr. Berg. I think that's his name. He has a lot of tips for when you plateau. So I watched a lot of videos, and what I understood from my research was that I need to start incorporating weights. So I needed to start lifting weights. So during the plateau period, I still carried on with my routine. I was working out 5 days a week. I did not stop working out, because where people fail, where you go wrong, is if you give up. So if you give up, that's it. You will fail. So I pushed on. I said, you know what? Even if I'm not seeing any changes whatsoever, I still carried on with my routine, eating right, doing my workouts, walking, and carrying on with my intermittent fasting. So I carried on and I started pushing whilst researching and working out a new workout routine. So when I realized that I had to start lifting weights to at least start building some muscle mass, I just went out and I got a bunch of weights. Okay. So it was a set of 3, 1.1 kilogram, which is maybe about 2 pounds, 2.3 kilograms, which is about 5 pounds, and 4.5 kilograms, which is about 10-pound weight. So it's a set of 3, and I started using them. So when I started lifting, I started off with the smallest weight, which is the 1.1 kilogram. And at the time when I started lifting, my elbow, maybe I was lifting wrong, but my elbow the joint started to hurt. But this did not stop me. I started off small. I started off with the smallest weight. And then as my stamina and endurance levels increased, I moved on to the second level, which is the 2.3 kilogram weight. And then I started using the 4.5 kilogram weight, which is the highest weight that I lift today. I have never lifted any weights heavier than that 4.5 kilogram weight. Then my workouts, because Grow with Jo, she's amazing, don't get me wrong, but I just felt that she didn't have enough weightlifting exercises for where I wanted to be with respect to my goal. So I started researching on YouTube, and then I found Juice and Toya. And let me tell you, this was a game changer. Their strength workouts helped me break the plateau, and the weight just started to melt off. Honestly, it was like magic. I really, really worked. When I started lifting weight, I went down from 75 kilograms, and then within 1 month, I was at 70 kilograms, and I was like, oh yeah, this is working. So I carried on, and then there is another person on YouTube. Her name is Mirabelle Elume. You may have seen her on YouTube or on social media like Facebook and Instagram. She uses a mini stepper for her workouts. And I remember the first day I saw her, I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. So I watched her for a bit. I did a bit of research as well, again on YouTube, with respect to if it was worth, going out and getting a mini stepper to incorporate into my workout routine. And once I was satisfied that, that was something that I would like to incorporate into my workout routine, I went out and I got myself a mini stepper. And that really helped with toning my thighs. And also it helped with building up endurance with my thigh muscles. So I have continued to maintain my weight by following a set regimen. I work out 5 days a week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays and Saturdays. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I work out for between 30 and 40 minutes. My goal on those days is to burn 300 calories during my workout. Whilst on Saturdays, my goal is to burn 400 calories during my workout. So that is a slightly longer workout, and I work out for between 40 to 50 minutes on a Saturday. Whilst my rest days are Thursdays and Sundays, I can't emphasize enough the importance of rest days. You should incorporate rest days in your workout routine, because if you don't, you will likely burn out. I ensure I work out first thing in the morning, because if I don't work out first thing in the morning, that's it, it's not happening. So this was the problem with my earlier weight loss journey. I did not have a set time when I work out. So I found out that because I didn't have a set time when I worked out, there were days where I thought, oh gosh, it's already too late. You know what? I'm not going to work out today. So this is what I did. I started sleep training myself, basically. So I try to go to bed early. It doesn't always work, but I try to go to bed as early as I can. And then I wake up at 6:15 every morning. So I get down, when I get out of bed, I prepare myself, and then I come down and do my workout. So between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning is when I work out. And I find that this has helped me to stick to a set routine. Diet wise, I have carried on with my intermittent fasting, even though I have achieved and exceeded my weight loss goal. I'm still doing my intermittent fasting. I'm still eating very healthy. I eat a lot of protein. I eat a lot of fiber. I eat a lot of veggies and fruits as well. And I drink lots of water, tea, and coffee, black coffee. Sometimes I treat myself to cream coffee, but I do drink a lot of black coffee. So I have carried on with my diet as when I started. So guys, here are the things that have worked for me so far. Having a strict routine. I ensure that I exercise around the same time every day. Setting goals. If you are looking to start on your weight loss journey, I would encourage you to please set goals. Don't set goals that you cannot achieve. So say, for example, maybe your current weight is 100 kilograms. Set an achievable goal. So say, okay, I would like to lose 80 kilograms. So set goals, because it's very important, so that you would know where you are headed, as opposed to just doing, okay, I'll just carry on and see how it goes. Your goal should also include how much calories you would like to burn every day. I know it's not always possible to achieve your goal, but just set that goal and aim to achieve it. Also, try and set goals for how many calories you would like to intake in a day. I cannot emphasize enough how much important it is to calorie count. This is another thing that you must do on your journey. I don't care what any other person says. Counting calories is very important when you're trying to lose weight. When I started on this journey, my goals were to lose at least 20 to 25 kilograms. So like I said earlier on, my starting weight was 90 kilograms. I aimed to lose at least 25 kilograms of that. But my main weight loss goal, my main weight goal was to achieve 65 kilograms. So that was my goals. I also set a goal to eat 1,500 calories a day and burn a minimum of 500 calories per day, with 300 calories burnt during my workout. Another thing you should do is surround yourself with positivity. Even when things are not going right, even when you plateau, celebrate small wins. Even if you've lost 1 pound, celebrate it, because it's not easy to lose weight. And then weigh yourself every day. I know this is controversial, but it works for me. I weigh myself every single day. Get yourself a good digital scale and weigh yourself every day. So I weigh myself every day because it helps me to hold myself accountable. It helps me to know where I'm at so that I can easily adjust my calorie intake or work on how much calories I'm burning during my exercise. Get yourself a smart watch. This is very, very important. My smartwatch is from Samsung. I have a Samsung one because I have a Samsung phone, but a smartwatch is very, very, you don't have to have an expensive one. There are so many cheap smartwatches out there, but it will help you count your calories. It will help you know how much calories you've burned and things like that. So get yourself a smartwatch. It is very, very, very important. Then eat lots of high protein, high fiber foods. Avoid oils as much as you can and sugar. I'm not saying you should cut them out completely, but reduce your intake of those foods. I have so many recipes to share with you, so many healthy recipes. So if you're interested in this, please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss anything. And then also download a calorie counting app. So I use Noom. Noom has both a free version and a paid version. I use the free version, and I use the free version to count my calories. So it has most of the foods that we consume, whether you are Asian or Caucasian or African or Middle Eastern. Noom has a very, very wide variety of foods with the calories already counted. So all you need to do is measure the amount of food that you've eaten and just plug it into Noom, and Noom will tell you how many calories you have. There are other apps like MyFitnessPal and a few other ones, but I prefer Noom. I just found the usability of Noom a lot more user-friendly for me. Walk as much as you can. Walk, walk, walk. Walking is one of the easiest ways to lose weight. So if, say, for example, destination is 0.5 miles away, don't drive, walk. Seize every opportunity you've got to walk. Walk up and down the stairs. You don't need to go out to walk. If you fancy a mini stepper, walk on your mini stepper. If you have a treadmill, walk on your treadmill. Walk, walk, walk. Walking is one of the quickest and most easiest ways to lose weight. And finally, try to incorporate weightlifting. I know some women don't like lifting weights. It's heavy to lift weight, but start small. You don't have to go out there and buy the biggest dumbbell that you can find. Start small. You do not need to lift heavy to build muscle. Like I said, my heaviest weight is 4.5 kilograms, and I have built a lot of muscle in my upper body and in my lower body. So you do not need to lift heavy weights to build muscle. So incorporate weightlifting. You don't have to do it every day. I do it every day, but you don't have to. You can do it twice a week. You can do it 3 times a week, but try to incorporate weightlifting into your workout routine. So here are a few things that did not work for me. And this is something that I realized over time. Do not try to completely cut out any foods. This may become a recipe for disaster. So I know the keto diet is very popular and a lot of people have lost weight on them. However, I have also heard stories of where people who have cut out carbs, when they try to incorporate the carbs back, they put on weight. So try as much as you can not to cut out any foods. Keep eating your fats, your oils, your sugars, everything, but do it in moderation. Keto is a very, very, very quick way to lose weight, but you can gain that weight back very quickly when you start incorporating the foods that you've cut out back into your diet. I did try the keto diet. It started off well, but I could not keep up with the, low carb idea of it. So I gave up on that. Hence the reason why my weight loss was done slowly over time. I think I reached my 65 kilogram weight loss goal after 1.5 years. So it was a slow process. And this is because I was still eating everything I ate when I was still overweight and trying to lose weight. I did not cut out any foods. Do not stick to just cardio exercises. Cardio is good for when you are starting off, So when you get to a certain point in your journey, try to incorporate weights. If I had known this earlier, I would have incorporated lifting weights sooner, and this would have reduced my plateau time. So cardio will most likely make you plateau. Do not exercise when you're burnt out. It is counterproductive. Trust me, I know. If you are tired and you need a break, take that break. Don't exercise because you feel, oh my God, if I don't exercise, I'll put on weight. No. If you exercise when you're tired, it will be like pouring water on stone. You will not achieve anything. So if you are tired, take that break. Maybe later in the day when you feel a bit more energized, you can go for a walk, but do not exercise when you are tired. Try to listen to your body. Do not copy others without listening to your own body. Copying another person's weight loss ideas without thinking about your own body, how you feel, might be counterproductive. I'm not saying that it may not work, but because we are all different, our body shapes are different, the way we carry weight is different. Try to listen to your body and adjust ideas from other people like myself and the millions of other people who have lost weight and have videos on YouTube, and adjust it to your own routine. And finally, do not be hard on yourself. There are 1,000 reasons why you may not be losing weight, especially if you are female. Our hormones might be the cause, so stick to your regimen. Even if you've plateaued, carry on doing what you're doing. Do some research, listen to your body, and then adjust to suit yourself, and you will definitely see results. You do not need to go to the gym to lose weight. Do not let this hold you back. I have never been to a gym in my life, and I have been doing just fine. If you take me to a gym today, I wouldn't know what to do or where to start. All the workouts I have done and are still doing are all home workouts, either following YouTube trainers or coming up with exercises inspired by them. All you need is consistency, patience, and a little creativity, and you will succeed in your weight loss journey. So I'll be sharing more tips and tricks and recipes, so stick around. If this story has inspired you, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe. You've got this, and I'm cheering for you every step of the way.